Hi, I hope you're all doing fine. This video is more like a review of general concepts in modern filmmaking, and these are all related to Lumix S5 Mark II, and I might say some reasons why you might be interested in buying this device, and basically just a justification of why I bought it, why I spent so much money on this camera, and if I really need it, well, I'm not sure. Anyway, since my first video, I've always used camcorders. My first video on YouTube was shot with Panasonic DS15. Then I upgraded to this Full HD Samsung HMX H300 and B. I don't remember these names. I have actually this little help there. Anyway, who makes up these names? After that, there was this huge upgrade from this Full HD camcorder to this Panasonic 4K HC VX980, and this camcorder I would really recommend it, very good one, I still use it a lot. And another device that I use is AEE Magicam S71 for some, first person videos. And of course, you can also use your mobile phone for some videos that you don't really need any special features. So the question is, what can I upgrade now actually? There are some 8K cameras or camcorders, but it's really hard to actually tell the difference between Full HD and 4K on standard screen, unless you're sitting really close to the screen, which is actually bad for your eyes. So, 8K, it's probably not worth it right now. So what I was interested in was actually cleaner image, of course, in low light conditions, for example. But there are also some things like Chroma subsampling, 4:2 mode, 10-bit video, and logarithmic sampling of the video, so-called vlog mode. Wait, what are all these things? So the Chroma subsampling. Modern videos use this thing to save some data. Basically, human eye is more sensitive to intensity changes than color changes. So basically, you see more details or more changes when you watch a grayscale video. Therefore, the color elements or the color parts of the video are actually subsampled, so they are stored in a lower resolution than the grayscale one. And then they are put together. So we can imagine it like three images. One is grayscale, two are the color elements, which are, however, for example, in halved resolution. When you halve the resolution of the color, then it's called 4:2. When you have 4:2, it means that the color is halved or subsampled in just one direction. Maybe it may be horizontal or vertical. So this is actually used a lot in video, and of course this is not very noticeable because when you take a look at the screen you hardly see any pixels, so you probably won't see that there are two pixels with the same color but different intensity. But it can be actually visible when you shoot some really thin details or text, because there are really pixel-wise differences are very noticeable when you render or just shoot the text. 10-bit video. So most of the videos and images today are 8-bit. 10-bit is more, well, more is better, right? Anyway, when you have 8-bit video or image, you have 255 levels of color for each RGB element of each pixel. When you have 10-bit, you have 1024 for each RGB value of the pixel. So you have more shades of the colors. When you have some gradients, like having a transition from one color to another, then you might see these banding artifacts, which means that you see little lines in the transition, which means there is not enough colors to actually make the transition look smooth. That's why 10-bit videos with more colors can actually make the transition smooth. Well, as I said, if you don't have 10-bit monitor, you might not see it, but the thing is that when we actually shoot some videos, you saw the histogram of the video maybe, or the image, and then many times we have some parts of the histogram or of the colors that are, for example, too dark, too bright, that we want to actually get rid of. We want to highlight some object in the foreground or something, so we just cut the histogram. We just get rid of some colors, basically. We turn them to black, for example, brush to black. And which means that we actually get rid of some of the colors and we have less space. We have now just less colors to work with. So with 10-bit videos, you still have enough actually. So when you get a gradient, when you do some color grading, then you can really see the binding artifacts. Well, there is the method called dithering that actually takes care of this. What it does is that it actually randomly moves or somehow changes the pixels in various parts of the image so that you don't see the bending artifacts. You don't see where one color ends and another color actually starts, because the line, the border is actually somehow randomly moved. The disadvantage of dithering is that it adds more noise to the image, of course, because it just randomly does something with the pixels. It's not really a solution, it's just a workaround. So 10-bit video is basically a way to have more colors to work with. It might be totally useless if you don't do color grading, if you don't use 10-bit monitors, but you know, the 10-bit monitors are not really necessary. So if you don't do color grading, forget 10-bit. If you want to play with the video a lot, if you want to really play with the histograms, colors and so on, then 10-bit is a great choice for you. Especially if you record videos with logarithmic sampling or logarithmic scale, so-called vlog mode. So simply said, vlog means that when we shoot a video, we usually have some very bright parts of the scene, like sun or very lit parts, objects, and then there are very dark places, like dark parts of the scene where you just see black or something. So vlog actually does this thing that you see more details in these extreme parts of the scene. The scene is not over or underexposed. So how it works? It actually normal mode records the colors or samples the colors in a linear scale or linear space, so that you have like the same amount of samples of pixels or colors or whatever you wish for each luminance intensity. When you have this logarithmic scale, then you have like more information. It's more densely sampled in between the extremes, not in the very light parts, not in the very dark parts. So you see more information between. The result is that when you take a look at the video, which is recorded in logarithmic mode, then you actually see it's really flat. It looks terrible. Actually, such video is not suitable for final production. You can't really use it. So vlog is only suitable if you do color grading, if you want to play with the colors a lot. In that case, it's the best mode you can use probably. So and in combination with 10-bit, it's something incredible. You know, when I got this Lumix S5MII II, I recorded some videos in the vlog and 10-bit. It's like a whole new world for me, because I was this camcorder guy, and I never really got to work with these devices that are like professional and have these new features, and I was really amazed. It almost gave me a heart attack. So, but here we go. Why actually did I stop using camcorders and went for camera? So yeah, I wanted a camcorder. I looked at some models, but I want something that is small. I don't really want some big camcorders. I usually walk or ride a bike to nature, then I shoot a video, so I want something, you know, small, simple. And the main reason why I never wanted a camera, even though many people use it nowadays, was that I've always heard this reason. You know, with cameras you have to do a lot of manual settings. It's, you know, a pain. You have to just play with it and then shoot one scene and then you play with it again to shoot another scene. Well, then I went to a really great community on Reddit, videography, which helped me a lot to decide. The new camcorders that I was interested in were usually too big, and the size of the sensor was not really increased compared to some previous ones. So I really wanted a huge sensor to have some new features, to have better image quality, because, you know, bigger sensor means that you have more space for the light, for the pixels, so the image is much cleaner. And they helped me. They really said, you know, why sticking with camcorders? It's nowadays camcorders are not developed as quickly as cameras. They are just kind of stopped. So let's go for a camera. So yeah, here we go. This is it. So my main concerns were, I want something that I just put there and I can count on it that it will shoot something nice. I really don't want to play with it. I'm shooting alone, so I don't have time to like set it, then go there, set again, you know, no. I want something automatic, but with nice picture. So, is Lumix a good choice? Well, first thing I wanted, autofocus, of course, because I can't really focus myself when I'm really far away from the camera. So yeah, it seems like actually the autofocus is working pretty well. Then I wanted stabilization, because, you know, sometimes, even though I use tripod a lot, I sometimes like move with the camera. Well, it's present there as well. I also wanted it to record a decent audio. Well, what you hear now is actually the sound that the Lumix records with this internal microphone. So I think it's good enough. I don't use any external microphones. Another way is I want the flippable screen, so I can take a look, like with the camcorders, that you open the screen and you can actually turn it around so you can look at it and see what's recorded even when you are in front of it. So that's there again. I wanted to use power bank if I get low battery. Also possible. So I also wanted to be able to shoot in low light conditions. Lumix is even better than camcorders in this, and it can adjust itself very well for some changing lighting conditions. The only disadvantage of camera is that you don't have that good zoom there. Well, actually it depends on. With camcorders you have this, the lens is built in the body, so you don't have to care about the lens at all. With cameras, if you want some really good zoom, you need to buy another lens, you have to switch it, and you know, the switching process, you can get dust inside and then get it cleaned, and you have to carry all these lenses with you. Or you just sacrifice the good zoom and you just, you know, buy some lens that is good enough, which I did. I bought, sorry I forgot, yeah, 20 and 60 millimeters. I see it in front of me, you know. Okay, so I bought this one that can zoom a bit, but it's not like a super zooming lens. Well, the thing with lenses is that if you have small lens, like a very short one that cannot zoom, you get a lot of light inside, so the image is pretty clean. If you have some zooming lens, even though you can like zoom out, the more complex the lens is, the less light actually gets to the sensor, which can make the image a bit noisy. So it's not that easy as with camcorders, that you can't really do anything with the lens in camcorders. So this is just a little disadvantage that I see when comparing camcorders with cameras. But the cleaner image and all the adjustments, actually, I think there are good reasons that are against this disadvantage. So basically, after hearing all this, after seeing all the results, well, I just couldn't resist. I just had to buy this beauty. And right now, I have it just for a few days, but I'm really satisfied with this. The main thing is, new device, modern device, does not make you a good filmmaker. Filmmaking is not just about the shooting device. This is really hard to remember. This is really important to remember because, you know, many people, including me, have these thoughts like, okay, I will buy this new camera and, you know, I will shoot these cinematic videos. No. Cinematic videos, it's not just about the equipment. It's not about the money you put inside. It's about the shooting angle, focusing, lighting, and color grading. These are really important things, and basically, if you're a video freak, if you want to play with the colors, if you want to experiment, if you want to shoot in various conditions, if you really, like me, I was working with videos for a long time and I thought like maybe I can go a little professionally, I can play with these new things because I'm really interested in this. So then Lumix S5 Mark II is an amazing choice. I will not go through all the features, you can find it on the internet or in another reviews. I really wanted to make something for YouTubers like me to decide if this is worth it or not. So then, if you're a video freak, go for Lumix. If you just do videos regularly, if you want just a decent 4K picture, then I can really recommend HC VX900 series. Panasonic, great camcorder, still good today. I'm really satisfied with it. Well, and if you do videos just once in a while, if you don't like playing with the colors, if you don't really want to spend much time post-processing, then, well, just buy a new phone, you know. New phones can actually shoot even in 8K or some good resolutions. There are many disadvantages, but, you know, for just simple videos, phone is enough. You don't need really a good camera. So, but really a lot of quality in videos is also about the script, about the setting, about, you know, the artistic style. So don't really count on the camera that it will make you a good filmmaker. It's just a tool. It's just a tool that you can use to improve yourself. So yeah, I think that's it. I hope this review was kind of interesting. I know I didn't go through all the features, but I really wanted to make this more like an introduction to help people decide, and I wanted to state the main reasons why I decided to buy this camera. So, if I said something wrong, if you don't agree with me, if you want to ask something about the camera, leave a comment down below. I will gladly answer it. And I hope you have a great day, and if you want, you can check out what I actually produce with this camera in the next weeks or months or years, because I'm going to use it a lot. So have a nice day.